Hello everyone, welcome back to another world tour. In today's video we are checking out my 1.13.14.15 survival world that I played on for I think also about 2 years. And this is spawn. Just like last time, we are starting off at spawn. And yeah, we're just surrounded by water. And icebergs, don't forget about the icebergs. And there used to be much more land here, but I've removed all of it. And the only thing left is this place. Now what is this place? It's just a hole full of farms. And of course, a sorting system to, of course, store all the drops. So we don't have much leather, as you can see, because the passive mob farm is like not that amazing. However, we have some farms that are quite extremely productive. Not that one. Yeah. For example, the bamboo farm, kelp farm. Yeah, I'm just going through all the chests at this point, but honestly, nothing special. Just some storage and just way more honey than you ever need. So, I would tell you which farms are down there, but I'm pretty sure you can already tell at this point. Anyway, let's go into the nether. And let's check out what I've done for the nether this time. So, as you can see, it's not one giant tunnel this time, but I do have smaller tunnels and with ice paths, so you can get good to go pretty quickly over here. Let's go. And this is the main hub for the nether. So that is my big base over there. So I mean, not the portal itself, of course, or the tower, but through the portal. And I'm gonna save that for last, just like last time. So, unlike last time, I think the first thing we're gonna visit is the Guardian farm. And here we are at the Guardian farm. This is all underneath the ocean monument. The ocean monument is still there, by the way. And here, the fishes just fall down. And you could actually make this a player-based killing system by just switching that lever. They will fall down, you can swing your sword at them. You might have to actually put some stuff behind you, but yep, swing your sword, they're gonna die, and at some point these will actually be retracted so the drops actually fall down. Yep, there they went. And all those drops go into this enormous storage system, which is unnecessarily big because yeah, not even this chest has filled up yet, nor this one, nor this one. This is less than 2 stacks of drops. And I have this entire section dedicated to just that one drop. Again, being unnecessarily over the top with projects. If this isn't a good start to an episode, I don't know what would be. So, these are for fish, these are for the glowy bits, the crystals, and over here we have some extra storage, including some heads. This is something I actually want to add onto MoggyCraft, and it's just a data pack that allows mobs to drop their head when killed by a player. Small chance, of course, but I like it. Now, like I said, the monument is still there and you can actually check it out just by going through here and entering this water elevator, and you're here. So, of course, the monument has changed a little bit from the inside because there is a Guardian farm inside of it, and every room has pretty much been removed. So, yep, here's the water tank where all the Guardians spawn and fall down. You can also go up here, and yes, it's very dark here and nothing special to see here, to be honest. But yeah, here's the entrance, or exit. And let's take flight. You can see the monument is still there, and it's just surrounded by some glass and pillars. Now that we have seen this project, let's move on to the next. Also, I just quickly want to say, this is not supposed to be a face, but I do see it. Now, which project should be the next? let's just go along the tunnel and see what it is. Well, there's nothing here, but this is still part of the giant nether hub. And like I said, it's built in 1, 13, 14, and 15. Hence, we have 13, 14, and 15 on the walls. Just a nice little detail. Okay, so actually on the right side of the Guardian farm, there's the Witch farm, which I didn't decorate the tunnel for. So this is just going to be a quick cut to the portal and thus going through it. And on the other side, we have, well, we have a flower farm as well. So you can activate it with this lever. But that's not the main purpose of a witch farm, of course. This area, however, is. So the witches will fall down this drop here, as long as you have the farm active. I have it off currently. Let's turn it on. And this farm is pretty slow if you just have your normal settings. But what I like to do is, seeing as it's a single player, just go into video settings and render distance to 2 chunks. Because that doesn't load anything else other than the 2 chunks around you. So, now let's wait for the witch. Oh, well, there wasn't much waiting involved there. They're just falling down and the drops are being sorted in this sorting system. So the gunpowder goes here, redstone goes here, glowstone goes here, sugar goes here, and then we have the more interesting items like the spider eyes, the bottles, the potions, and the sticks. Very exciting drops. But yeah, this didn't look like there was much, but actually most of it is in here, because that's where I kept all the drops at first. I still needed to put in a few chests here in hoppers, but that was always a project for later, and well, eventually later did come, so I did put them in. Let's turn this thing off, and you know what, let's actually do something that I hadn't done in my previous tour, and that is actually go into spectator mode. Alright, so back to 15 chunks of render distance, and this right here is the farm, which is very hard to see, so just gonna do another cheaty thing, and it is to effect, give, Mitch, not nausea, that's not gonna help me, night vision, for just 100 seconds. And here you see one giant leaf block with slime block flying machines. So these flying machines just push the witches off on this end, then return and push them off on this end. Going all the way down, they will be funneled over here and eventually drop down, as stubborn as some of them might be. Okay, now back into survival, farm is off, let's go for the portal. And let's check out another project that I have done. So just like in my previous world tour, there are some things that I'm not gonna show, such as a slime farm, because, well, it's pretty similar to the last one, just only one chunk, so it's not as big or impressive with drops, but it's just a hole in the ground and a platform to AFK at. So really nothing special. This is quite nice, however. So these are just your standard starter farms based on spawners that you find in the world. This one, for example, is a skeleton spawner, and you can just stand here, swing away your sword, and yeah, when you're not swinging away your sword, just, you know, take a look around the room, because I think it looks quite nice. And the other portal leads to a cave spider spawner. So as you can see, like I said, the head drop data pack we have here also gives us some cave spider heads. Always fun. But this is quite a simple farm. You just have to be a little careful, because it's not 100% safe. Like if you stand very close to this water, you're gonna get hit eventually. But yeah, the spiders will just go up here. It might take a while, but they will. And you can just swing away your sword at them. And like I said, after a bit of waiting, some spiders will finally get here, and you can swing away your sword at them. Like I said, don't stand too close, because you're gonna get poisoned. The next project I'm about to show you is kind of a failed project in a way, because it was a little inconsistent. Now, you might be thinking we are going to a woodland mansion. You'd be wrong. This is actually a raid farm. So, let's go for the portal and I'll show you. So this right here is the raid farm, and it looks like a mess because it is. We have two beacons here giving us some strength, regeneration and resistance, just to survive in case the Vexes do spawn and hit us. So the idea is that they are all gonna spawn over there. Problem is they don't always spawn and the raid just ends. Also, it looks like we're in a void world. We're not. Yeah, we're just above an ocean. So what happens is you have bad omen, you go over here, these villagers are like, oh my god, you have bad omen, patrol's gonna spawn. Then the raid spawns over there, sometimes, and they pretty much all just try to navigate towards you. The Ravagers, most of the time they do stand the fire and burn, but sometimes you just have to go to the side and hit them as well, and it's very inconsistent. I'm not happy with this farm, but as you can see, it did do quite some good for me at least. So the time has come for us to go for the portal and go up. No, not go through that portal over there. We're not going for my big base yet. No, we're gonna check out the gold farm from this season. And you may remember in the last video we had quite some complex mechanics to get the pigmen killed, the rewards to us, and all of that. But this one is very much more simple, and there definitely could have been a nice building around this, but nah. However, you can see quite a few nice drops here. So let's go upstairs and I'll show you the farm. And here we are at the gold farm. So let me show this in action. Basically what happens, okay, so we cannot shoot those over there or those, because these are just there to keep the anger going. So let's don't instantly kill. Yep, there we go. Much better. So they're all running towards me. No big deal. They're gonna fall down, and they're gonna die from entity cramming. So there are like 24 minecarts in there, in each space, and those are considered entities as well. So when the pigments fall in, they just die. And you can see that the XP just goes towards me, while the items get dispensed into a cobweb and just fall straight down. Because this gives quite a lot of XP, there's also an enchanting table over here. So I don't have any lapis, but to get a level 30 enchant is pretty quick here. And as you can see, we already went from 240 to level 241. So to turn this farm off, you just leave. It's that simple. You just go away. They will despawn, those will forget about you, and that's it. And now I'm gonna show you one of the biggest projects I have ever done. So here we are, and you can already see what I meant with the biggest project I have ever done. So you can see that every block has a button on it. That alone is madness. I admit that. But then you see this thing in the distance, and you're wondering, what is it? Well, here we are at the storage system, and you can already see a few things that I'm getting from this place. And as you might have guessed, this is a wither skeleton farm. So, you just go up here, you go out of the minecart, you put yourself in this spot. You know, maybe just like with the witch farm, you go into video settings and turn the render distance as far down as possible. just to boost up those rates a little bit, you flick the lever and stand back as the mobs just rain down. Just give it a second and you'll see, well, there's 1, 2, and at this point counting doesn't make sense anymore. So yeah, this farm is pretty insane. And just like the witch farm, I think I will show you in spectator mode for a moment, just so you can get to see the size of this thing. Let's turn it off. Let's kill the last few here. Come on, die. So I don't see any skulls in my inventory just yet, but let's see if we actually got any in those few seconds that we were here. Yep, 1 skull. Now let's go into spectator, and the farm itself is pretty similar to the witch farm, as in it uses flying machines. This one uses 2 per level, and it also has a sweeper down here that just gets them all into this little hole right here. So let's check out the nether, and you can see, yeah, buttons everywhere, except for that block apparently. Oh, and those over here. Maybe this is why the rates aren't as amazing as they could be, but just imagine if I did remove this or buttoned it up, the rates would be even better. So just everywhere you go, you see buttons. So before we go check out the base, I have 2 more things to show you. The end and the wood farm. And I think I'm gonna show the wood farm first. Alright, so we're here in the storage system, which itself is not very impressive, but as you can see, quite some wood has been farmed here. That is because up here we have the redstone, so to activate it you just activate the barrel by opening it, and you stand here, plant a sapling, and everything will go automatic itself. Just, you know, you need to make sure that this is full of bone meal. But this itself is just the machine. What is really impressive is what's outside of this machine. So let's go over here, and you'll see this is one giant chopped down tree. So this is where the logs go. They get pushed out here, they get blown up by the TNT over there, get tunneled over here, and then put in the storage system. But yes, this entire thing is pretty much the stump of a tree, and I think it turned out pretty good. As promised, next up is the end, so let's get into a boat and go to the end of this tunnel, go through the portal, and at the other side of this portal we have a mini end dimension with the outer end island over here, the ship over there, and the center end island over here with all the pillars and the portal in the middle. So the time has finally come. Let's go look at our base. And our base is a mushroom island, terraformed to where you don't even know that it's a mushroom island. Except for maybe by looking at the grass color, but oh well. So let's take flight and let's check this out from the sky first. So yeah, you probably have a few questions about that thing over there, but let's first take in the view and follow the path. So this is actually my starter base. Yes, I lived in a dirt house. Why? Because it can look awesome. So, thanks to data packs, I was able to use armor stands to make little scenes. And this is something I also want on Moggycraft, so hopefully we'll get it soon. But yeah, just this guy's having a fish on a stick, just grilling it up over an open flame. This guy's fishing. There are so many things going on in this world. Okay, so let's just take a walk around and see what this island has to offer. So immediately in the water you see some pretty cool stuff. All this was placed by me, of course, like this wasn't the coral reefs at first. And yeah, here you see a giant castle, which honestly has nothing interesting in it. Apparently it has a mushroom cow. Let's not kill it. Let's be nice. But let's take a further look inside of this cave. So immediately there's an exit over here, or an entrance to the cave, however you want to see it. And here's a little beach area with a lot of cats. Hi cats. Hi. They all love me. And yeah, a nice tiki bar, someone getting a drink. Probably gonna take some inspiration from this place for Moggycraft, just saying. And let's go back into the cave. And you can see that this cave holds my storage. So there's some bulk storage for like stone stuff. And of course, chest upon chest are filled with this. So here's my main storage, and it's quite big. Also, it's actually automated by redstone. So you just have to put some stuff in this chest and it will all get sorted in these chests. How does that get done? Well, there's a lot of redstone over here. And yeah, I'm not even gonna try to explain this, because it's a lot. Let's check how many diamonds we got, and okay, 15 blocks, 11 diamonds plus all these. Not bad, but look at the amount of wither stuff we have. So we have like 2 stacks of wither skeleton skulls and like 30 beacons. That's crazy. Going out of the cave, we have some, yeah, more story here, without any words, of course. Just, you could say that the Mycelium Island is trying to take back the island. With magic, I don't know. And over there is the iron farm. I did work with villagers a little bit, and that's why I have this right here. You just press this button, the nose will pull back, can go down here, and this is where the villagers are. So villagers changed in 1.14, and this was a project that I started in 1.13. So this right here used to be for choosing villagers. Let's walk around a bit more, and here is a custom swamp biome with in the center a witch hut, which, well, it's not a Minecraft witch hut, this is like my version of a witch hut. And you can see 2 creatures here brewing with potions. This one isn't feeling well. His potion was probably something bad. But as you can see, quite a few potions have been brewed here. And over here is the factory, where I used to do some experimenting, like breeding villagers, doing stuff with bees. Now this place is empty. What isn't empty, however, is the upstairs area, where I have a furnace array. So you can put some fuel in there, the items you want to smelt in there, and they'll come out over here. Following the path again, we reach this shipwreck, which, yeah, it wasn't here, but I built it to make it actually look like a shipwreck from Minecraft itself. Going below, you can see there's an entire pirate cave, and yep, some pirates are walking around it. So what we have here is a bar for the pirates to drink their rum, and some place for them to, yeah, have a nice nap. This guy looks like he's missing his legs, but his legs are actually over here. That's just armor stand magic stuff. Yeah, it's weird. But let's keep moving. Cross the bridge. You can see a cannon over there. Some barrels over there. These pirates here are working on some tools and weapons for their next adventure. And speaking of adventure, yeah, they have found quite a few treasures. And with they I mean, of course, I did. So, here you actually see an entire map of the island. And just imagine this entire island was purple at first. So we are back at the portal, and instead of going left or checking out the dirt hut, let's actually go past the dirt hut for a moment and let me explain this thing over here, the crystal. So this crystal, if you guys don't know, when resummoning the dragon, you also resummon the crystals, and these crystals will always point to 0, 0. So if you can move one of these crystals out of the end island before the dragon is respawned, it will actually stay like this. It's some code magic and stuff, but at least I was able to get this here after a few attempts. Now let's head through this path, and you can see some farms, people actually working at the farms, and some scarecrows. Here you can see that there's a wood mining operation, and most of them are just slacking off, playing with leaves, saplings, while the others are hard at work chopping down the trees. And this is where I used to go mining. Now, this mine is a bit of a crystal mine, so I have a lot of diamonds that I had just placed in here as decoration. These guys might want to run off with the diamonds themselves. But over here, we have a mine that goes all the way down to bedrock level. And, well, let's just say it doesn't really look like a Minecraft mine anymore. So, we have reached the level below. And honestly, this build is nothing special. But you can already see, yep, there's some stuff going on the outside. So let's walk out, and it's like you're in a hell biome. It's like I did the Nether update before Mojang. Like, okay, so as well here, there's also a path, but it just leads throughout the area, and eventually it just goes back here, where you can see kind of similar stuff, but also the minecarts going around. Like, you might imagine that at some point there were people working here, mining, doing their job, have set up a bit of an operation, but the heat got to them and they either burned up as a crisp or they left. Let's assume they left. But anyway guys, this was it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell to get notified, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.